George McDermott. This is August 5th, 2026. We are here at my office in Oxon Hill with Timothy Fowler once again. This is a follow up to the June 31st meeting we had. It's up on George for Justice on YouTube. On that video, we agreed that he would go over on Monday, and which would have been the 3rd.
Correct.
The 3rd to U.S. District Court and get a copy of all these documents you requested from the U.S. District Court, because the documents have been altered and falsified. So, Tim, you were at the U.S. District Court, and tell me what happened that day.
I went in request, as you asked, about this document involving Frank P. Jenkins' sentence. And the main concern was who was the U.S. attorney that tried that case. Come to find out, he was represented by an attorney or law firm by the name of Stuart A. Berman. They are not U.S. United States attorneys.
Yeah, they represent who? The defendant?
Yep.
And the defendant is
Frank P. Jenkins.
Franklin P. Jenkins. So how can he be an attorney for Frank P. Jenkins
and a
U.S. attorney at the same time?
Can't.
Okay.
And the docket's on here where Ms. McDermott asked me, as far as with blank that didn't have no evidence. When I did ask about that, there was no records of that.
No. Read what each one of them says.
November 8th, 2010, paperless notice of hearing by U.S. Attorney's Office as to Frank P. Jenkins II. Please note, defendant is not in custody. A writ has not been requested. A come-up has been requested. An interpreter will not be needed.
By the way, this is the U.S. attorney who is supposed to be.
I reported everything too.
You reported everything too. Okay. And I'll keep reading.
Where was that? An interpreter will be needed. Additional arrangement and plea hearing set for November 12, 2010 at 2:30 p.m. in courtroom 2B, 6500 Cherrywood Lane, Greenbelt, Maryland, before Judge Chief Deborah K. How you pronounce her name? Chasnow.
Well, she's involved in at least 10 other cases, including mine, where the records of the court have also been, just as this one here, tampered with and falsified. And she has for 20 years refused to produce a copy of her oath of office or a copy of the legal jurisdiction of the court required under 26 U.S.C. 1603, and she is behind the theft of at least now $30 million of my assets and properties from 1995 forward. So, okay, keep reading.
No, well, that's the same one.
Okay.
So we go to the next one, which would be November 12th, 2010. Initial appearance. Defendant informed of rights and arrangements as to Frank P. Jenkins II. 1 as count 1 through 8 of the fall of the information held on 11/12/2010. Plea entered guilty as to count 1 through 8 of the information before Chief Judge Deborah K.
Chasnow. Now, the people that she has ruined because of she's allowed clerks of the courts to issue orders that are unsigned and unverifiable, cannot be calculated financial losses because of the hundreds of millions of dollars that these unsigned orders, if not billions of dollars, have robbed our citizens in the state of Maryland of their rights and property, just as Tim Fowler's family lost 80 acres of land to the defendant.
94.
94 acres of land to the defendant. And that's what this indictment was about.
And this one, November 18th, 2010, is very interesting. Paperless notice of hearing by U.S. Attorney's Office. But there's nobody showing the U.S. Attorney's Office, no one at the U.S. Attorney's Office involved. As to Frank P. Jenkins, second, please note, defendant is not in custody. Writ has not been requested. Then on February 17th, 2011, paperless notice of hearing by U.S. Attorney's Office as to Frank P. Jenkins II. Name of counsel for defendant, William Berlin. Schedule, please note, defendant is not in custody. A writ has not been requested. So Jenkins was never sentenced for none of these crimes.
Okay, and the real U.S. Attorney's Office, Joel Capristo, Assistant U.S. Attorney, District of Maryland, and he doesn't have his bar number on here, at 6406 Ivy Lane, 8th floor, Greenbelt, Maryland, which is the courthouse. No, it isn't. It's across the street. It's across
U.S.
the street
Attorney's Office.
U.S. Attorney's Office across the street from the courthouse. And in 30 years, I've been petitioning the U.S. Attorney's offices up there for them to intervene and stop this crap. Theft of properties, theft of businesses, theft of legal rights and liberties. Just like Timothy here, it's insane. What's going on is insane. So go ahead. What was your response from the clerk's office when you went there?
I just asked for what we requested for us, who was the U.S. attorney. Then the case go to grand jury, and the information to these documents that are blank. And
how many docket entries are on all 3 pages?
There's November 8th, 2010, November 8th, 2010, November 12th, 2010. Correction, November 8th, 2010. November 18th, 2010, February 17th, 2011, March the 10th, 2011, and December 19th, 2014.
What's the order that they gave against him?
Notice to USDC District Court of South Carolina of a transfer of jurisdiction as to Frank P. Jenkins' second docket sheet and documents attached. If you require a copy of the financial leader, please email your request to mdd.finance@mdd.uscourtsgovernment. If you wish to disseminate a different email address for the future transfer, send your request to inter-district transfer txnd@txnd.uscourtsgovernment. ASO Deputy Clerk entered 12/19/2014. Well, I understand. Why would he send that to South Carolina?
Well, that's exactly right. It's an interstate conspiracy. That's why.
Because
it's an interstate conspiracy where he's also stolen property down in South Carolina that was related to it, and it's most likely a family of your extended family had property down there also. Let's see what the order is here. He voluntarily surrendered. The defendant voluntarily surrendered to as instructed to the United States Marshal's Office, which they have no record. You went up to the Marshal's Office. What did he say?
Well, as far as when I went in court, there is no records. None of these records exist was on this document.
And this is as of August 3rd, okay, 2026. They've got a proposed sealed document Berman and Stewart entered on 3/9/2011. That doesn't exist.
No, because when I asked her, could she give me the document, she got it. She went in the back and came back and said, them documents do not exist. She verified that. I asked for copies of it.
Read on docket entry number 15, which was issued on 3/10/2011.
Document 15, judgment as to Frank P. Jenkins, second. One counts, 1678, 46 months imprisonment. Concurrent on the counts 1 through 8, 3 years supervised release with conditions. Current on the counts 1 through 8, $800 special assignment.
No, that's
What is it? $800 special assignment.
no, a special assignment of
Assessment.
1.83558900 million dollars. Judgment. That's a big difference.
And it says
Restitution.
signed by Chief Judge Deborah K. Cosgrove
Chasnow.
On 3/10/2011. KN Deputy Clerk entered March 10th, 2011.
Yeah. So obviously, somebody has went in and Capristo is got a big family history in Southern Maryland with the Capristo family, Joseph Capristo, out of St. Mary's County, who's been robbing people down there with the courts and his collusion with other judges. I have many other clients who have been robbed similarly.
I'm gonna let you read this and let you explain this one. The
What's
last
that?
one at the bottom. The last one at the bottom.
Motion for extended halfway house time and, if available, home detention pursuant to Second Chance Act of 2007 by Frank P. Jenkins II. Respond to by 4/25/2013. Envelope number Deputy Clerk entered on 4/19/2019. Now he's asking to be put in halfway out instead of being serving his time because he's a lawyer. And here on docket entry 18, order denying defendant's request for extended halfway house time and CM to Frank Jenkins, 8/23/13, stat, signed by Chief Justice Deborah Chasnow on 8/23/2013.
But again, that leaves us with no U.S. attorney involved.
Okay, and then on 19 it says, probable jurisdiction transferred to the U.S. District Court for South Carolina as to Frank P. Jenkins, and transfer of jurisdiction with certified copies of the indictment, judgment, docket sheets, and deputy clerk entered on 12/19/2014. And yet this lawyer, Frank Jenkins, and his law firm are still robbing the people of St. Mary's County
In Charles County.
and Charles County. And this is how it happens, folks. Money talks, but he's entitled to reopen this case. Here are 3 of 11 transcripts. Now, they couldn't give you a copy of any of the transcripts because they say none of the transcripts exist, right?
Correct. What's on
Well,
that
here's the
paperwork?
video transcripts of my hearings in Prince George's County, Maryland, that I have, verifying the theft of $30 million worth of my and my partner's estate, assets at Crystal Skates in Maryland, which Deborah Chasnow has repeatedly denied access to the court, denied right to reopen, to deny jury trials. So, and I won all 3. I won all 3 of these jury trials, all 3 cases. I've got video of me arguing the cases. Yet this is 2 years later, and no justice comes. So, Tim, it's this is what you're up against. This is why we're making this record, and we're making it for you and your lawful heirs to have restitution under Article 19 of the Maryland Declaration of Rights to be set straight had this incursion into your life by the criminal misconduct of the courts and the judges and the U.S. Attorney's Office, all who have facilitated this fraud on you and your family for the last
Over 3 generations.
3 generations. And, I'm adding this video to George number 4 Justice at YouTube for anyone to see. I have many, many more videos dating back 5 years now with just Tim. And no justice can be had in American courts. We have courts of inquisition and courts of corruption, all facilitated by the American Bar Association and its gangster lawyers and judges. So
They definitely broke the oath of their
of
the office.
They have not one judge in the last 32 years will voluntarily cough up a copy of their oath of office or a copy of their required judicial bond under 5 U.S.C. 2902 through 2906. Not one of these hundreds of judges who I have petitioned will produce a copy of their presidential. See, the president has to sign their assignments in federal courts. Nobody in the judicial system of the corporate United States, because the corporation is separate from. They're not an active, real government. They're just a phony corporation to steal the assets and wealth of the citizens of this country. So I've got 32-year record, folks. And if you want to challenge me, please feel free to. I will give you copies of the hundreds of docket entries, actually thousands of docket entries, and 20,000 plus docket entries I have required over the last 30 years on behalf of myself and my fellow victims, as well as the hundreds of court cases in which I've asked for the impeachment, investigation, and indictment of over 120 federal and state judges, including Judge Chasnow. But it's gotten worse now with the Trump administration. There is no rule of law anymore. There is no constitution. We are now living in a land of the scam and a home of the fraud for the benefit of the corporate CEO Donald John Trump and his minions, who have, following Adolf Hitler's playbook of 1933, and we have to do something. I have many cases in the U.S. District Court system against Donald John Trump and as the CEO of the corporation. Anyone who wishes to find out further information, please contact me at 301-996-9577 or George McDermott 2018 at gmail.com. And you're going now to get more evidence. You found some more new evidence since I talked to you last?
What I'm going to do, I'm going to write up how this was orchestrated and done. This was intentional.
Right. Oh, this is definitely, there's no doubt it's a RICO criminal conspiracy against your and your family's legal and constitutional rights.
Yeah, because the only good thing about this, my grandmother had warned me and told me what to do as a child before her eyes closed in death. And she told truth. I can put the story together.
It's all in the Bible. It's all in the Bible.
That's the secret to it.
The Bible is full of where God said that He will be the final judge. He will be the one who judges the judges, and for the misdeeds and mistreatment of other citizens. So, we will follow this up. Today is the 5th day of August 2026, and now we're heading over to see Joseph Moore and see if we can't talk him into once again getting some proper legal representation and help him to get his property back, which he's lost millions of dollars from. So God bless everyone. Thank you, Tim, for bringing this information to me, and we will pick this up later. God bless everyone and have a great day.
Thank you.